coaches, welcome back to another Modern Soccer Coach Breakdown. Today we're going to look at, first and foremost, a brilliant coach, but second of all, one of the best in the business for session design, how to create a session to communicate a certain tactical ideal, but also to drive intensity. In my opinion, there are very, very few better than Julian Nagelsmann. We're going to look at 3 exercises today that he's used to design to communicate possession principles. Before we start, if you enjoy it, as always, please give it a like and subscribe. And if you want the dimensions and the details of all these exercises, we have them for free on the link below for free, modernsoccercoach.com. When you're there, please check out all the resources. All right, Julian Nagelsmann, possession, let's go. All right, we always start these breakdowns by looking at objective and the reason behind something. This is one of the best quotes, I think, from Julian Nagelsmann on training, and I've used this here in the Modern Soccer Coach 433 book. I'll put a link on that below if you want more exercises and more breakdown on different ideas. Nagelsmann's quote is about how important it is to keep players stimulated at times. He believes that there's not much to football in terms of 4 moments. Yes, you can tweak these, you can have different exercises, but the key is that players are alert and they are happy. In other words, that the session is competitive and enjoyable. So these exercises, I think, are a little bit innovative and also are competitive and have a key objectives. Here we go. Okay, the first is a 4v2 transfer game. 12 players split into 3 teams of 4. You've got the ball starting in one zone. One team is the defensive team. 2 players can go press. 2 players are screening. So at all times, you've got all 4 defensive players working. You've got the team in possession, positioned in a diamond. So to use the 4v2, they're looking at, of course, beating the pressure, but also opening up space to split the defenders, go around the 2 screeners, and play to the other side after 5 passes. If the defensive team wins possession, roles switch, game continues. So there's transition, there's problem solving, there's pressure, and there's also playing against screening passing lanes as well. Simple game, but really, really effective in terms of driving the intensity and also having decisions and playing against different forms of pressure. Okay, next game is something a little bit different and again a unique insight into Julian Nagelsmann's organisation. You've got 2 teams of 8, you've got 3 neutrals, you've got 8 mini goals, 4 around the outside, 4 around the centre circle. One team starts in possession, the other starts as the defensive team all the time. Possession team are looking to use the 3 neutrals as an overload. They're awarded 1 point for every 6 consecutive passes. The defensive team are high pressing all the time and can score in any of the mini goals when they win possession. They're awarded 2 points for that. No defensive players are allowed in the middle of the centre circle. Nagelsmann positioned a goalkeeper there, so that ball was sometimes chipped in, and then obviously changing the point of attack, that centre player can play out very, very quickly and break pressure. So a good game for, again, circulation against the press, a good game for opening up those spaces, and a good game for playing through the middle and changing the point of attack. After each game, you change the roles of the teams. One becomes the possession, the other becomes the defensive team. Again, the intensity is high at all times. Okay, before we go into our last game, do not forget, please, coaches, that you can get the details and organizations for all these exercises on the link below. There's tons of free content, modernsoccercoach.com. If you go into the shop, there's also free resources, and if you want a little bit more context and more detail, there's also webinars, there's also books, there's also ebooks, there's also PowerPoint presentations, there's a ton of stuff on there. modernsoccercoach.com, really appreciate the support. All right, exercise number 3. 9v9 plus 3 game. Again, really unique in terms of the organisation. You've got 2 teams of 9. You've got 3 neutrals. Again, the area split into 3 zones. 4 mini goals on the inside. 2 full-size goals at either end. 3 neutrals have to stay in the centre zone. So now both teams are playing under the same circumstances. The team who have possession of the ball are looking to use the +3 neutral as an overload, and they can score in any of the 3 mini goals. As soon as they score in any of the 3 mini goals, the team that scored immediately get a ball from a coach and they try and score in one of the full-size goals. So the game suddenly changes. If the defensive team win the ball, the game simply resets, it continues, and the roles switch. So the scoring system is 1 point for a goal in the mini goals, 2 points for a goal in the big goals. Again, it's about high pressure, use of space, finding space, and then going from small goals, which is more possession, to big goals, which is more penetration. Fun game, plenty of decisions. So there you have it, coaches. Just some ideas on the possession side from Julian Nagelsmann. I love some of those exercises for the simple fact that there's real detail in trying to change the picture but be consistent with the principles. Now, sometimes the challenge in coaching possession are that if you're really, really repetitive, the players can sometimes disengage, or the intensity can drop because players are used to doing it all the time and know what's going to happen if they lose the ball or win the ball. But for the coach to look at fresh ideas and changing one or two aspects, but keeping consistent with certain principles, I think is a real skill. Two of those games I haven't seen before. I haven't seen the 4 goals around the centre circle. I haven't seen the four goals in the 3 zones. Simple but really, really effective ways to communicate, opening up spaces, and then keeping the intensity as high as possible defensively. Again, it's a big, big part. If you want to improve in possession, in training, that intensity defensively is always, always helpful, because that's what's going to replicate the spaces getting smaller and the time being minimised in games. So creating an environment that you can have that defensive team working really, really hard to press and maintain it and keep it competitive and keep it enjoyable is a real, real skill. So I love ideas like that. Again, if you enjoy them, you can check them out. Get all the dimensions in the organisation on the link below. I've got the videos there. I've also added the videos of Nagelsmann's team doing that as well in the different games that I did some research in. So I enjoyed putting that together. If you enjoyed watching it, please like, please subscribe if you haven't already. We've got a ton more content coming. Please subscribe on the link below, Modern Soccer Coach, YouTube. Your support is hugely appreciated. We will keep the content coming. Thank you so much. I will see you soon. Goodbye.